Happy Thirsty Thursday, everybody. This is Michele with Fun in Key West, and I am so glad that you are back for another episode of Thirsty Thursday. Today, we're going to walk through some iconic cocktails that you can grab at places that you probably are already going to or is on your list to explore when you're wandering through Key West. Now, I know that a lot of times we stick to our normal things. Beer, light beer, whatever that is, a glass of wine. But there's something about exploring a house-made cocktail at some of these places that they are iconic or known for. And it gives you that ability to taste the island in a different way. But it also says to yourself, I wonder if I could recreate this drink at home. And then I'm transported back to this amazing trip that I'm having in Key West. So let's go on a culinary tour of the cocktails that you can find in various locations in Key West. And my first stop is going to be Sloppy Joe's. I know. Michele, that's such a touristy place. I'm telling you, it's still one of my favorite places to go. I think the music's great. I think the food is good. I think that the drinks are heavy enough of a pour to make you feel like, you know what? I am on vacation. And first on this list is the Sloppy Rita. It's Sloppy Joe's take on the classic margarita, and they put a little bit of a Key West twist to it. How many of you have had a couple of those? Yep, I have too. If I'm not in the mood, though, for a margarita style drink, I do love their Tito's Texas tea. It's iced tea with Tito's, and they add a raspberry liqueur to it, and that just seems to hit the spot on a very warm day. Of course, they do offer a frozen rum runner. You can't go anywhere in Key West without getting a rum runner. Theirs happens to be frozen. And so it's dubbed the original drink of the Florida Keys, and it combines Key West First Legal rum or a Bacardi light rum and a mix of fruit juices. Anybody have that one? I know, it's amazing. We're going to head outside and then we're going to stroll down a few feet and then we're going to pop into Irish Kevin's. They have a whole wall of craft beer. I know. And whiskeys and bourbons and all of it you can choose from. And I get that. You go to Key West and you go into Irish Kevin's, and cocktails is probably not on your thought process when you walk into Irish Kevin's. But they do offer a green Gator. And this one has lemon rum and sour mix, and it's got that blue stuff, Corosso, I think is that. I never say it right. But anyway, the blue stuff. And it comes in a souvenir cup, and they offer refills. So you can grab a green Gator. There's something about that green Gator sitting in Irish Kevin's that seems to make sense to me. But when I'm not in the mood for that, I do like their blueberry lemonade. So it adds blueberry vodka and lemonade, and it's just very bright and refreshing. Anybody else? What is your favorite drink? Let me know at any of these places and say, hey, Michele, you missed this one. This is the one I really like. When you're over at Hog's Breath Saloon, of course you have to have a hog snort. I mean, why not? It's just an iconic drink. It's got the blue stuff in it, coconut rum, pineapple. It's just Key West in a cup. I'm telling you, it just is. And how fun is it to order a drink called the hog snort? I'll have a hog snort. I like that one. As you're wandering down Duval and you head into the Speakeasy Rum Bar, of course, you're going to have their iconic cocktail, which is the Rum Runner. They are known for their rum runners. There are over, I think, almost 200 different kinds of rum there, so you can taste the different rums. But if you're looking for a cocktail, be sure to try one of their rum runners. And if you're not familiar with a rum runner, it's a tropical rum drink, obviously. And it combines rum and banana liqueurs and blackberry liqueurs and fruit juices like pineapple and orange juice. And it just pays homage to the origins of the rum running from the Caribbean through the Florida Keys. One of my favorite places to head over for cocktails is General Horseplay. We've mentioned this before. They are known for their old fashioned, so much so that they offer a class that you can sign up and take to learn how to make an old fashioned. So be sure to grab their old fashioned. If you're not in the mood for an old fashioned, they do offer a seaplane. And this is a blend of bourbon and lemon, Aperol, coconut milk, and other things. And it's just a bright drink and cocktail to enjoy. They also offer a creme brulee, not a creme brulee, but a creme brulee, and it has their house lime clarified vodka, and they have a key lime pie liqueur in there, and it's torched on top with a meringue. It's fabulous just to order and get that Instagram photo for, but it's also amazing to drink. And one that's just interesting to order is the Unicorn Heart. And this is strawberry gin. Yeah, I know. Isn't that sound interesting? Strawberry gin. They have rhubarb bitters, a little bit of glitter, a little bit of kombucha. So it's an interesting drink. Just the different combinations and flavors that they have pulled together to create this cocktail. Another place that's off the beaten path that I think is a great place for craft cocktails is the Roost. And they serve the traditional Hemingway Daiquiri. It's not that frozen daiquiri that you see all the time. This is the traditional Hemingway Daiquiri. This is the way Hemingway drank it. And it combines rum, fresh lime juice, and just a little bit of sweetness. So if you're looking for that frozen thing that we all think of when we think of daiquiris, this isn't going to be it. This is the Hemingway Daiquiri. They also have an old fashioned over there that's made with Old Forester. And so it's a classic old fashioned. So if you're leaning more that direction, obviously you can do that. A really fun place that I find is just different and unique to explore is the Tiki House. It's a nod back to all things that are tiki. And if you remember thinking back in the 50s, I'm not that old, but back in the 50s and 60s, tiki was all the rage. You had all the tiki bars and everybody had these tiki things in their backyards. And we still have some of those today. We do nods to have a tiki bar in our backyard. But the Tiki House is amazing. Their menu is everything tiki. But they do have a zombie, which has rums and fruit juices and comes in this really fun tiki bar cup. But it's usually set on fire when it's served. Hands down, the most entertaining thing you're going to see for a while. Go over and check out the Tiki House for what they have. This has been on my list as being one of my favorite things, and it's usually either my first or second drink in town, and that's over at Mary Ellen's, and it's the frozen Irish cream. Just something about that frozen Irish cream. You walk in, it's in the little swirly thing there on the wall, and it just is refreshing and decadent all at the same time. And I just love the fact that it can do that. Of course, you have the Monkey Bar next to Fogarty's, and it has that wall of daiquiris, much like the New Orleans style daiquiris. And you can just pick a flavor, mix them, layer them, all kinds of things. You're getting a refillable cup. Everybody talks about it. They're going to have a frozen drink. That's one of their stops that they always do, and I always want to make sure that I include that. Now, here are a few that I'm not sure if you've tried them or been there, but I love Bagatelle. It's one of my favorite places for lunch. You can sit outside if it's not blazing hot. You can sit outside. The porch up there is high enough that you get to people watch without being eye to eye with them. And so it's an interesting perspective, but they have a great bar there. They have a Key West rum punch, again, an homage back to the rum. It's got mango rum, banana and raspberry rums, and it's blended with pineapple and orange juices, and it hits the spot when you're looking for something very tropical. They have a mango mojito, so think about that. You have the classic mojito with mango rum, a little bit of a twist, so it still has all the lime and all of that in there and the mint, but it has that refreshing mango squeeze to it. And then they do a really interesting drink, the gin and jam, and it combines gin and soda water and lemon juice, and they float a thing of berry jam on top. It's refreshing, but it's interesting. It's almost one of those drinks that you just have to order just to see it. So put that on your list. You also have my honorary mention, and this isn't really a place that you go to sit and have a cocktail, But the Key West First Legal Rum Distillery offers tastings. So if you want to whet your appetite on some chef distilled rum, head over there. They do have drinks that you can get to go to buy. And you can always take a mojito class there to learn how to make a true Cuban mojito, because Paul and his wife went to Cuba and learned all of the secrets to make sure they could bring them back to you and teach you then how to make the perfect mojito. That is a real quick cocktail tour of Key West. I know there's a ton more, and that's why I always say to you guys, what did I miss? Tell me, put it in the comments. Say, Michele, you missed this one, this one, this one. I know I have missed a ton, but I just hit the highlights just to get you thinking of maybe I can step outside of that Pinot Grigio glass of wine or my standard craft cocktail or my craft beer order and maybe try something new. Looking for more ideas, be sure to head over to FunInKeyWest.com. I'm telling you, there is a ton of information over there. And you sign up for our happy hour list, and that gets you on our newsletter. And I have so many exciting things that are happening. We do Throwback Tuesday emails that give you ideas on things that we were talking about and everybody was interested over the last year. And of course, we have the book club, which means it is almost the end of February of 2025, and a new book will be released soon. And I'm toying with something else with the book club. Hold tight on that one. I am Michele with FunInKeyWest.com. Thank you again for stopping by for another episode of Thirsty Thursday, and I look forward to talking to you later.